Good morning, everybody. This is our astrology weather forecast for the 23rd of October 2025. And we've got the moon continuing through Scorpio. It is conjunct to Mercury and Mars, which are also conjunct. So we have a stellium of scorpionicness going on there that can help us looking underneath. What is under the surface? What we're reading between the lines really heavily this week. And it can help us to understand what is felt but unseen or unspoken. Sun and Uranus are in conjunct today, which is a little weird. Anytime we have an in conjunction, there's kind of a herky jerky motion there. They're awkward, they're strained. So we're reaching for further autonomy, liberation. We want to be ourselves with Sun Uranus stuff. And with an in conjunction, it is a herky jerky effect. We can push forward in some areas and not really lay the groundwork or have, be insistent and be rebellious, but not really have the justification to expect the kind of outcome that we want. So we have to look at it. Is what I'm demanding justified? Sometimes it's not because we're asking for too much or our expectation is off. Sometimes it is justified. We just haven't been pushing hard enough or we haven't been pushing the right envelopes. So we're looking at what am I trying to get with just cutting corners. That's what minor aspects and difficult, what all difficult aspects mean, or a type and quality of decision making, a type of cutting a corner off of a full circle. So if I'm taking shortcuts, am I expecting to get the real deal, the whole thing? Because we end up getting often some version of what we wanted, but it isn't the whole shebang. So we're being careful to consider our steps today when it comes to asserting our autonomy and demanding what it is that we think personally we deserve. The other thing going on is a square from Jupiter to Chiron. This is going to happen a few times here. And it is something that ideologically has us looking at what are some stories, comforting meanings that are more in tune with who we are now. If we just decide to follow or absorb what feels good, but it doesn't make sense anymore, we end up in a place of confusion. Old loyalties are dying out, and we have to come up with better narratives. Everything is a story. And we get to choose what stories we tell ourselves. We get to choose the highest and best, most positive, loving interpretation. And it is that choice to believe in what feels good, what's life affirming. That doesn't mean we lie to ourselves and gaslight ourselves. That means that in a world where you don't have every piece of everything, you don't know everything, you don't have every nuance, don't choose the interpretation or the story that isn't good for you or that puts you in a position of anxiety. If all options are on the table, choose the one. that's life affirming. Hey, Joelle. Anytime we have trines, Joelle's asked a question about a grand water trine. Anytime we have a trine, we have better flow. We have a ease of connection between three component parts of something. So it's a lack of conflict. It helps significantly when it comes to grounding the lesson. There isn't a pushing away, a denying. It's just easier to get into the motion of the ocean. All right, guys, that's what I've got for you. Have a good day.